This is Steve from Tropic Heating. I just wanted to go over some notes about your application. I guess number one would be the fact that, well, actually I don't have the true dimensions to this component here, how far out it comes, as well as I'm not quite sure what the steel structure was above the trellis part. I know that there's an existing and that looks like you're making a component for it, but I'm uncertain of that. But in any case, it's not that critical because it's non-combustible steel, I believe, is what I saw in the drawing. But the other part I wanted to go over is just that the combustibles to the clearances to combustibles on S34 above, when pointed straight down, is 13 inches. And also the intent of the clearances from the side, the 24 that you're talking about, was really for a wall that would extend all the way down to the ground. So this would be the side of the heater, and underneath here is down, or this component up here. So you can see this is the bottom facing of the unit. So this wall was to extend all the way down, and that's why they had the 24 inches of clearance. So with that bear in mind, what they were looking at is eliminating any penetration of this heat ray onto an adjacent wall. The other thing I wanted to go through is there is in the National Fuel Gas Code book, it's a number NFPA 54 ANSI Z223-1, and this is a 2006 version. There are methods of reduction of clearances to combustibles, and when you use a 0.024 inch 24 gauge sheet metal with a 1 inch ventilated airspace, you could reduce the clearances from the sides from 24 to 12. So what that means is, if you were to build a steel frame around your combustible components, sorry about the movement here, but you can see the steel frame I've built here, 1 inch away from the side here, and what that does is allows free air to move through this component here. And also I have it at 1 inch on top as well, but you could use any type of spacer material between non-combustible spacer material between that to accomplish that reduction system. So that's one thing that you might be able to consider. Also, going back to that 12-inch clearance, if you could talk to the inspector and mention that, hey, there's no wall over here, the intent was that there's a wall, they may approve that without the reduction on the 18-inch clearance side. Excuse me, on the 24-inch clearance on the ends of the heater. So you might be able to do that with them. Also, you notice I put this heater here more centrally located. I didn't cut the top of the bracket off here, but the reason I do that is because when you have a heater placed on the side, you're only going to get a maximum throw of 8 feet, and that throw is really usable at about 6 feet. Anyone that's past that 6 foot mark isn't going to appreciate the amount of heat that the heater puts off. So I like to try to get the heater more centralized so that you have an even flow in this space here. And actually my space here, if you were to measure it, I believe is 14 by 14. So it's a little bit larger than, 14 feet by 14 feet. A little bit larger than what you show in your drawing, so it's not really to true scale yet. Let me know if there's any questions or if we can help you a little bit further.